Iron Fist is Marvel's latest entry into the Defenders saga and stars Finn Jones, Jessica Henwick, Rosario Dawson, and a couple of others, David Wynham as well. The show's been facing a certain amount of flack from online review websites stating it to be dull, plodding, and very poorly written. So when people start criticizing things like these, I have to go check it out for myself because I don't really believe anything is that bad unless I have seen it. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I keep doing it, and it has resulted in me watching some of the most horrendous films or like TV shows of all time. Finn Fist is what it stars Finn Jones, as I said, and as Danny Rand, this guy who was supposed to have been dead in a plane crash 15 years ago, who returns to New York to take back his company, which is currently being run by two of his family friends, Ward and Joy Meacham. For the first 6 or 7 episodes, Danny is hell-bent on taking back what he thinks is his own, what he believes is his birthright, rightly so, because it says Rand on the door, not Meacham. That's where the issue lies, at least in the first 6 episodes, because in the first 6 episodes, Danny Rand as a character is so poorly written. I kind of get why the writers went the direction they did, because he was conflicted, and he's working himself back into civilization. For all intents and purposes, this guy is the Iron Fist. He's the most powerful martial artist out there in the world. At the same time, for someone who's mastered the most difficult of arts, this guy is really, really confused as to what he wants to be. And for them to sort out that arc, in which they don't, by the way, not for the next 13 episodes, is very cumbersome, and it occupies a major, major chunk of the first 6 episodes. Now, you can totally get why people were pissed off with the first six. It's not to say this is a terrible show by any stretch of the imagination. It's not been Arrow bad yet. But very clearly, there are points where the show is stalling to make up for its lack of content. I think this show probably features Claire Temple, Rosario Dawson's character, a lot more than she did in Luke Cage, or probably, mostly in Daredevil, because Daredevil was when she was first introduced. But out of taking her out of that series and plonking her here, because she occupies a major, major junction of the last 6 to 7 episodes. As for the martial arts, there's nothing really great. There's one great sequence in China where Dang Ran meets a drunken keeper of the hand who protects the hand, and it's actually a really cool sequence. But aside from that, there's nothing great. You don't really see the true power of the Iron Fist until the last episode, and even then, Danny Rand is whiny and doesn't know what he wants. I don't think even the end of the season he knows what he wants. Positives, on the other hand, you have Colleen Wing, played by Jessica Henwick, who is amazing. She was my favorite character in the entire show. Her progression as this conflicted person who finally figures out what she wants in life, and how she grows to be the more mature one in that equation, is excellent. And I wish they'd pay the same attention to Finn Jones' character. David Wynham is in this show, and oh my god, Faramir, can you not please? And he's good in certain parts, and then he's hamming it up in other parts. And this series suffers from a case of Marvel cinematic villainitis, where the villains are quite terrible. This series has no great villains. Madame Gao makes an appearance from time to time, but it's alright. It's nothing to write home about. She's fantastic. If you go back to Luke Cage, Diamondback, who was the antagonist in that show, was not my favorite, but I loved Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth was amazing, and Marshall Ali deserves every bit of recognition he's got over the last 1 year. And you go to Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones has David Tennant as the Purple Man. Iron Fist is bad. It's not great. It's certainly not one of Marvel's best. There clearly is a couple of missteps here. And if it does get a season 2, I hope they take a lot of feedback from what people are saying, because clearly it didn't sit well with its audience. Now Danny Rand will ultimately shift into the Defenders, and I hope that I see more of him as the Iron Fist, as the collected, calm individual who has the greatest power the world has ever seen, and not some whiny old kid who wants his company back but doesn't know how to run it at the same time. Points to go to the guy who plays Walt Meacham. I can't remember his name, but holy shit, he's really great as well. Joy Meacham is alright, is nothing to write home about. That being said, 13 episodes later, would I recommend this to somebody else purely based on what I felt? Maybe, because if they're really into Marvel, I would be like, alright, fine. If you've got time to kill, you might as well check that out. It's not your thing. Well, so what do you think about Iron Fist? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it was underrated, overrated, or was it bashed more than what was actually required of it? Let me know in the comments below. I will keep doing this more often, hopefully, if I have the time and if my computer has the space. And I will see you soon. Take care.